We often talk about what women want in the bedroom. The conversations are everywhere: books, blogs, TikTok, Instagram. But if you ask men what they want, most won't say it out loud, not because they don't know, but because somewhere along the way they were told not to ask for it, not to need it, especially not to speak it. But here's the truth: men don't just want sex, they want to feel wanted. And that feeling, that deep magnetic pull of being desired by someone they care about, it's everything. Most people assume men are always ready. That physical desire is just baked into their DNA, that they don't need much more than a green light and a few seconds. But if you've ever really looked at a man, not just his body, but the flicker of uncertainty behind his eyes, you'll realize he wants so much more than permission. He wants reassurance. He wants to know he's enough, that you're not just saying yes because it's expected, that you're saying yes because you want him, that in this moment nothing and no one could replace him. And it's not about grand gestures. It's in the way you touch him before he even asks, the way you look at him like he's the only man in the room. The small sigh of pleasure that escapes your lips when he pulls you closer. Those signals, as quiet as they might seem, speak louder than anything else. They tell him, I see you, I want you. And for a man who walks through life being told to hold it all together, that kind of desire feels like release. We often think physical confidence is just there in men, that they don't question whether they're attractive or good lovers, or if they're doing it right. But even the most confident man can carry a silent insecurity. Am I enough for her? Does she still find me irresistible? Am I exciting or just a routine? And when those questions swirl around unanswered, it's easy for him to start pulling away, not out of disinterest, but self-protection. That's why your desire matters more than you think. It's not about performance or trying to impress. It's about presence. When you show up fully emotionally, physically, mentally, it tells him without a single word that he's not just meeting a need, he is the need. It's in the moments where you initiate, when you pull him into a kiss for no reason, when you send a message that says, can't stop thinking about you. These are small things, but they land hard. They remind him that he's chosen, not just tolerated. And here's where it gets deeper. For men, sex can be the doorway to emotional connection. Not always, but often. It's not just about pleasure. It's about feeling safe enough to let go. In a world that tells him to stay strong, to hide softness, to push forward no matter what being wanted is the moment he gets to breathe. To feel, to be human, so when you show him that he's desired, when you make him feel like he's not just allowed to be there, but that you're thrilled he is, that does something to him. It strips the armor off, it lets him show up as he truly is. So if you ever wonder what he really wants but won't say, start there. Make him feel wanted, not for what he does, but for who he is. Let your body say what words often don't. In those moments of physical intimacy, remind him that you see him, choose him and crave him, not just for the act itself, but for the closeness it creates. Because when a man feels desired, not just accepted, that's when he shows you everything he's been keeping quiet. That's when intimacy turns from routine to real connection. There's this silent expectation placed on men that they always need to have it together, especially in the bedroom. Society has painted this image of the strong, dominant, always confident lover who knows exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to make it perfect every time. But what rarely gets talked about is the pressure that comes with that role. Deep down, many men crave something they don't know how to ask for. Permission to be vulnerable. In those private, intimate moments where the walls come down and the noise of the world fades away, there's a side of him that wants to feel safe. Not just physically, but emotionally. He wants to know that he doesn't have to perform every time, that he can just be, that he can have doubts, that he can ask questions without feeling weak, that he can explore without feeling judged. But most men won't say this out loud because from a young age they're taught that vulnerability makes them less of a man. The truth is, vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a doorway to real connection, and in sex, it's what separates the physical from the meaningful. When a man feels like he can let his guard down with you, something shifts. He doesn't have to fake confidence. He doesn't have to pretend he knows exactly what you want or exactly how he feels. He gets to be real, and that creates the kind of intimacy that most people spend years searching for. So what does this look like? It's in how you respond when he opens up even slightly. Maybe he expresses a new interest, something he's curious about but unsure how you'll take it. Or maybe he seems quiet, hesitant, like he's caught in his head. Those are moments where he's testing the waters, wondering, can I show her this part of me? Will she still want me if I don't lead every second? And how you show up in those moments matters more than you know. Instead of assuming he's distant or uninterested, try leaning in. Let your touch say, you don't have to have all the answers. Let your tone say, it's okay to take your time. When you make space for his vulnerability, you give him something rare, freedom, the freedom to express without fear, to try without pressure, to be held emotionally, not just physically. Many men carry hidden insecurities, not just about their bodies or their performance, but about whether they are enough. Whether they can still excite you, still move you, still make you feel things. And sometimes those insecurities get covered up with confidence, dominance, or even silence. But underneath, they're just hoping you'll see past the surface, that you'll notice when they're not okay, and that you won't punish them for being human. When you create an environment where he feels safe to be vulnerable, you don't just unlock deeper intimacy, you unlock more of him. He becomes more present, more generous, more open, because he's no longer protecting himself. He's connected, and that's what turns a physical experience into something unforgettable. Because here's the real secret: men don't want to always lead. They don't want to always pretend they're in control. Sometimes they just want to feel like they can fall apart a little and you'll still be there. That you won't see them as less, but maybe even as more because of it. And when they find that space with you, they'll give you a version of themselves they've hidden from the world. Quiet, raw, real, that's when the magic happens, not when everything is perfect, but when everything is honest. There's something electric about being with someone who's not just present in the moment, but enjoying the moment. Not thinking, not overanalyzing, not trying to get everything perfect, just completely lost in it. For men, that kind of authentic enthusiasm and playfulness is deeply attractive. It's one of the things they want most in bed, but they rarely ever ask for it. Because, again, there's this unspoken idea that men are supposed to take the lead, bring the excitement, and guide the experience from start to finish. But when the energy is one-sided, something is missing. What men secretly crave is a partner who brings her own fire to the moment. It's not about putting on a performance. Men aren't looking for a scene out of a movie. They're not expecting you to act fake or be someone you're not. What they're longing for is genuine reaction, real pleasure, real laughter, real curiosity. A sense that you're not just going through the motions or doing what you think you're supposed to do, but that you actually want to be there. That you're not afraid to enjoy yourself, get a little silly or be spontaneous. Sometimes the most memorable moments in bed aren't the most perfect ones. They're the ones where you both let go, where something unexpected happens and you laugh together instead of getting conscious, where the tension turns into teasing and the teasing turns into passion. That playfulness, light, unforced and real, is like oxygen for intimacy. It keeps the connection alive and fresh. And, for a man, knowing that he can make you laugh and make you moan, that's powerful. It tells him he's not just a performer, he's a partner. That you're in it together, creating something that's yours, not just ticking boxes. So much of what men want in these intimate moments comes down to energy. Not sexual energy alone, but emotional energy. And when your energy is playful, when you're unafraid to try something new, to make eye contact, to flirt even in the middle of everything, it creates a safe, magnetic space where he doesn't feel like he's walking a tightrope. He feels like he can relax, explore, and engage with the real you. Not the version that's trying to impress, but the one that's confidently, effortlessly having fun. And here's something most people miss. When you bring that authentic enthusiasm, it builds trust. It makes him feel like he's not just responsible for your experience, but that you're co-creating it. That means everything to a man who's silently wondering if he's getting it right. When he sees that you're engaged, that you're responding naturally, that you're not holding back, that's when his own confidence comes alive. And when a man feels confident in the bedroom, he gives more, tries more, connects more deeply. It becomes a cycle of mutual giving, not silent guessing. So next time, instead of worrying about how you look, what sounds you're making, or whether you're doing it right, try this: be fully present. Laugh if something's funny. Ask for something if you want it. Move the way your body wants to move. Let him see the version of you that doesn't hold back. That's what lights him up, not perfection, but passion. That raw, playful edge that says, "I'm here, I want this, and I'm enjoying every second of it." Because at the end of the day, what men secretly want isn't someone who performs for them. It's someone who plays with them, who turns the moment into a dance, not a duty, who shows up not just physically, but emotionally alive and ready to connect. That's what makes sex unforgettable. That's what keeps desire burning, not the act itself, but the energy behind it. And that energy, that's something you already have inside you. You just have to let it out. If you've ever wondered what men really think about during intimacy, here's something most won't say out loud. They're constantly trying to figure out if they're doing it right. They may not show it, they may look confident, focused, in control, but behind that exterior, many are listening for clues. A sigh, a movement, a whisper, anything that tells them, yes, this is working, she's into this, she's enjoying me, and more than technique, more than performance, what truly matters to them is knowing their effort is seen and appreciated. Men have been taught, directly or indirectly, that their value in the bedroom comes down to how well they perform. And while some might lean into that pressure with confidence, many carry quiet fear that they'll disappoint you, that they'll miss the mark, that they'll try hard and still leave you unfulfilled. So they end up stuck between wanting to please you deeply and fearing they'll fail while trying. What most men are looking for, often without saying it, is not applause for perfect moves, but genuine appreciation for their intention. They want to feel that what they're doing matters to you. That it's not just about results but about effort, that when they try something new, explore a different rhythm, respond to your cues, they're not walking a tightrope of judgment. They are in a space where their initiative is respected and their effort is part of the intimacy. That means the way you respond verbally, physically, emotionally shapes how secure he feels in that moment. When you let go of expectations of perfection and lean into connection, it tells him, asterisk, you don't have to impress me, you just have to be with me. Asterisk, that kind of presence builds confidence. And confident men are not only better lovers, they're more generous, more attuned, more courageous in giving and receiving. What's often misunderstood is that a man's confidence in bed doesn't come from his past experiences. It comes from the feedback he gets in the asterisk moment. Asterisk, he could have all the experience in world, but if he senses hesitation, disconnection, or silence from you, he'll pull back emotionally. He might still go through the motions, but a wall goes up, not out of pride, but protection, because nothing deflates a man faster than the feeling that his effort isn't enough. And that's where you come in. Not as someone who has to guide every step, but as someone who asterisk notices asterisk and asterisk responds. Asterisk, a soft moan, a whispered word, a touch to his back, a smile when he looks at you. These are the cues that say, asterisk, I see you, keep going, you're doing great. Asterisk, and those small signs, though they may seem subtle, give him the green light to go deeper, to stay open, and to continue engaging from a place of confidence instead of doubt. Let's be real, sex isn't a perfect script. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and sometimes it doesn't go the way either of you planned. But when the atmosphere is one of appreciation rather than pressure, those imperfect moments become playful, not stressful. And appreciation doesn't mean false praise. It means being real. When something feels good, say it. When he's doing something right, show it. When he makes you feel seen or cared for, reflect it back. Because what a man secretly wants isn't to be told he's a master in bed. What he truly wants is to be seen as someone who asterisk cares asterisk about pleasing you, who's trying, who's showing up. He wants his effort to matter, not just his technique. When you meet that effort with recognition, when you show him he's not just hitting marks but creating a shared experience, that's where trust is built. That's where intimacy deepens. That's when everything stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like connection. And that's the space he'll want to return to again and again, not because it was flawless, but because it was asterisk real. Asterisk, there's a part of every man that holds back, even in the most intimate moments, because he fears being judged. It's not that he doesn't have desires or fantasies. He does. In fact, most men have thoughts or curiosities they've never spoken about, not even to the person they trust most. But why? Because for men, admitting these deeper wants can feel risky. They worry that if they reveal too much, they'll be seen differently, less attractive, less masculine, maybe even too much. So instead of sharing, they keep it locked inside and hope that one day they'll find the courage or the right moment to open up. What men secretly crave in bed is a safe space where they can express these hidden parts of themselves without fear. A place where they don't have to be perfect or play a role, where their desires won't be met with judgment or awkwardness, but with curiosity and openness. When a man feels like his fantasies are not only accepted but welcomed, it changes everything. It's not just about the act itself. It's about the feeling of being completely seen and embraced for who he is, even the parts of him that he keeps in the shadows. But here's the tricky part. Most men won't come right out and ask for that space. They've been taught to keep their deeper wants buried, to not risk vulnerability. So instead of saying what they want, they'll wait for signals that tell them it's safe to share. Maybe it's how you respond to something playful or adventurous. Maybe it's the tone of your voice when you encourage him to tell you what he likes. Those moments, as small as they seem, can be the difference between him staying silent and him opening up. Creating this kind of space doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It's not about losing your boundaries or doing things you're uncomfortable with. It's about making room for honest conversation, about letting him feel like he can tell you what he's thinking without being laughed at or dismissed. Sometimes, even just asking a simple question like, what's something you've always wondered about? Can make him feel like he doesn't have to hide anymore. And that freedom to share is far more intimate than any physical act. What's fascinating is that when a man feels safe enough to express himself, he becomes more attentive and connected to you as well. It's as if your openness gives him permission to give more of himself, to care more about your desires too. It's no longer a one-sided guessing game. It becomes a shared experience where both of you can explore without fear, without pressure, and without shame. That kind of connection is rare and unforgettable. Men often want to try new things, not because they're bored, but because they want to bring more excitement, more closeness, more intensity into the relationship. But if they feel like even bringing up an idea will make them look foolish or wrong, they'll hold it back. And holding back over time builds distance, the silence grows, and what could have been a moment of connection turns into just another unspoken thought. So if you want to know what he secretly wants, start by giving him that safe space. Not by demanding answers, but by showing him you're open, that you're curious, that you're willing to explore together. It could be something as simple as telling him, I love it when you tell me what you like. Those words said with warmth can shatter years of fear in an instant. Because when a man knows he won't be judged, when he knows he can trust you with even the smallest part of his fantasy, that's when intimacy truly deepens. Not just because of what you do in bed, but because of the trust you've built in that moment of raw honesty. For many men, sex is about far more than the physical. It's a moment where they hope to feel emotionally connected, even if they don't say that out loud. They might not use words like emotional intimacy or bonding, but deep down, they crave that sense of closeness just as much as anyone else. The mistake we often make is thinking that men separate emotions from sex, that for them it's just about release or pleasure. But in truth, sex is often their way of connecting. It's how they express love, seek reassurance, and feel seen in a way the world rarely allows. Think about how men are taught to be strong, silent, and in control. Most aren't encouraged to talk about their feelings. Vulnerability is often painted as weakness, so when they do open up emotionally, it's not always through words. It's through action, through presence, through touch. Sex, for many men, becomes the one place they feel safe enough to drop the weight they carry. Not because it's about dominance or escape, but because in that moment they feel accepted, wanted, chosen. That's why what happens around the act is just as important as the act itself. The way you look at him, the way you reach for him, the way you stay close afterward, these are the quiet signals that speak louder than anything. They tell him, you're not just here to please me, I want you, I feel connected to you, and that connection is what he'll remember. It's what draws him in, keeps him invested, and makes the intimacy between you something he cherishes, not just experiences. When men don't feel that emotional closeness, even great sex can leave them feeling empty. It's not something they'll always admit. They might just seem distant or distracted afterward. But often, that distance is a reaction to feeling unseen. They were physically there, but emotionally left out. And over time, that disconnect can make even the most passionate physical chemistry feel cold. On the flip side, when you show up with presence not just physically, but emotionally, it creates a whole different kind of energy. You're not just going through the motions. You're meeting him there in that space of intimacy with your full self. And when a man feels that, when he senses that the connection goes beyond the surface, that's when he lets go of the mask. That's when he gives more, opens up more, and starts seeing you not just as a partner, but as someone he can trust on the deepest level. No universal tone that guarantees connection. It makes him want to protect you, provide for you, cherish you, not just in bed, but outside of it. Because he doesn't just see you as someone he shares pleasure with. He sees you as someone who understands him, who makes him feel safe, desired, and connected. And that emotional foundation, that's what makes your physical relationship richer, deeper, more alive. It's not about grand romantic gestures. It's about the little moments, the way you run your fingers through his hair afterward, the way you talk to him like he matters, the way you're not afraid to hold eye contact and just be there. These are the things he doesn't always know how to ask for, but they're what he values most. So when you think about what he wants but won't say, remember, it's not just about pleasure, it's about connection. It's about feeling like he matters to you beyond what he can do. And when you make space for that emotional closeness, when you show him that you're fully there with him, you give him something rare. You give him a reason to open up, to go deeper, and to keep choosing you. Not just in moments of passion, but in every moment after.